I would like to thank the Academy. It's finally here. This is Her Confession from Lattafa. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it already, but this is what the bottle looks like. I'm not a huge fan of the bottle. This is supposed to be Lattafa's interpretation of one of my favorite fragrances of all time, Blanche Bête by Liquide Imaginaire. This is literally in my top 10 every single time I do a top 10. I always say it smells like white florals dipped in a glass of milk. It's floral, there's vanilla, it's musky, it's milky, there's a little bit of incense in there, but it's not super overpowering to me. Now let's see how Her Confession measures up. It doesn't really smell like it on paper, but I'm gonna try it on skin. I'm gonna put Blanche Bête on my other arm. It's not the same. Blanche Bête to me is richer, creamier, sweeter. Her Confession is lighter. It has that milkiness to it. It's less sweet than Blanche Bête. It is similar. I would say maybe like 85% similar. I'm sure these fragrances are brand new, so it might change as I let it sit a bit. That has happened to some of my Lattafa fragrances. I've let them sit a couple months, and when I come back to smell them, they smell a little bit richer and deeper. So I'm gonna revisit this. I think one of the differences between these two scents is that Her Confession has cinnamon in it. I actually smell the cinnamon in it.
A few moments later.
See, this is why it's so important to not judge a fragrance on how you feel about it when you first spray it. Not even the first 5 minutes, not even 10 minutes, not even 15 minutes. Right now, we are 33 minutes after I first sprayed Her Confession. And honestly, 99% similar. There are still some subtle differences. I feel like Her Confession is a little bit more almost coconutty, whereas Blanche Bête is a little sweeter and creamier. Those differences really are so subtle, and unless you're smelling them on skin side by side, I feel like to most people the differences would be almost undetectable. The opening did throw me off a little bit because honestly to me the opening does smell different, but the opening is what lasts the least amount of time in a fragrance. What lasts the longest is the base and the dry down, and in the dry down they're pretty similar. I know I did a complete 180 here, but if you're looking for an affordable alternative to Blanche Bête, Her Confession is a pretty good choice. Just make sure you wait for the dry down. I don't know how Lattafa does this.